Now the dominant worldview is that the final reality is only material energy shaped by pure chance into its present form. This change explains everything that is troubling our culture. It should be noted that this new dominant worldview is the very opposite to that which the founding fathers of this country held. They founded the country on the base that there is a God who is the creator, and that God gave the inalienable rights. Don't you understand the term inalienable rights is absolute folly if there isn't somebody there to give you the rights? If the state gives you the rights, they're not inalienable. They can take them away. We must smash the lie of the new and novel concept of the separation of religion and state, which now exists. When a government negates the law of God, it abrogates its authority. That's the central message of the Christian Manifesto. It's what Peter and Paul said as they stood there before the Sanhedrin. We must obey God rather than man. It's what the Reformers stood for. It's what the founding fathers stood for. Listen again. I mean it, and it's rooted into the whole view of the Christian past. When a government commands something which is contrary to the law of God, it abrogates its authority. And at that point it becomes not only the privilege, but the duty of the Christian to disobey that government. That is what the founding fathers of this country did in the name of throwing off tyranny. That is what the early Christians did. That is why they were thrown to the beasts in the Roman arena. Every appropriate legal, political, and governmental means must be used. But the final bottom line, and I've invented that term in the Christian Manifesto to hope people really get hold of it. The final bottom line, the early Christians, the people of the Reformation, the founding fathers of this country faced and acted on, is the realization that if there is no place for disobeying the government, that government has been put in the place of the living God. At such a point, that government has been made nothing less than a false God. No. We must say no. Caesar is not to be put in the place of God. And we as Christians, in the name of the Lordship of Christ, in all of life, must so think and act on the appropriate level at the given moment where we are. And if unhappily it becomes necessary that that level includes an open disobedience of the government, we must walk that road. You cannot say hooray for solidarity and do any less. You cannot. We're in the same place, though on a different level. My final sentence is this. Christ must be the final Lord, and not society, and not Caesar. Christ must be the final Lord, and not society, and not Caesar.